In 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Good afternoon, Joe.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. A lot going on. Your church burned down.
Yeah.
So, our last video, you brought up Julian Assange. I was like, yeah. So we got talking. I got looking up and studying more on him, and he released the emails of Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
So, who arrested him? The United States government?
Well, I know they were holding him in the UK.
Because
actually, they first arrested him on a alleged sex assault in Sweden.
Okay.
And they had they were pushing that before, and Sweden dropped it like that or not to that. And then they were pressured to bring it back up again.
So to avoid
his accuser says no, he didn't do anything. And the Swedish government's like, oh, we'll prosecute him anyway.
Avoid extradition, he went to what? The Ecuadorian embassy.
Yes.
In London.
They actually arrested him.
Okay.
He got out on bail.
All right.
And they went to the Ecuadorian embassy.
In London.
Right.
All right.
Then they dropped the charges. But they were holding him on jumping bail for a crime that there were no charges for.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, I'm hearing everybody talk that he's being arrested and being prosecuted for the emails. Is that not true, or is that...
No.
No.
They are prosecuting him for telling Chelsea Manning. I kept wanting to say Peyton Manning.
Probably not Peyton Manning.
No, Chelsea Manning. What the time was Bradley Manning.
All right.
For telling that person how to hack in to get the information out.
Oh.
So they're charging him with helping this person hack the emails, but the secret information. But I don't think they were successful though.
All right.
I mean, he did get a bunch of other information and stuff, but he was.
Now, didn't the Russian government give him the documents or something? The emails?
No. That's Edward Snowden you're thinking about.
Oh, okay. All right.
And they're just...
Now,
he just parked there, that's all. Edward Snowden, but...
So he was a whistleblower on what the government's doing wrong.
Not actually. Well, he just published the information that somebody else took.
Well, aren't whistleblowers supposed to be like heroes when you expose something that the government's doing bad?
You know, when they dumped all the stuff on... When Chelsea Manning dumped all that stuff, I remember Democrats cheering and Republicans being angry.
All right.
You know? And they dumped the stuff on the DNC and it flipped. You know, like it's then they
so
now
the DNC's after
Democrats want to prosecute him, and then the Republicans are like, you know,
all right.
Thanks for the info on Hillary. You know?
Just because he embarrassed the DNC, now they're out to get him. All right, cool. So basically, here's my question to everybody, and liberals, you, everyone. Why isn't the, I know you don't like left or right.
Right, yeah.
But
because the Republicans and Democrats are both on the left.
And the more I see, the more I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I was arguing about it because our Libertarian Party ran an ad on Facebook. Hey, come down, we talk of liberty. We got one of our business meetings and stuff. And there was a Republican was like, "Well, I was going to come down there," but in the comments on the thing, yes, I mean, we're bashing some stuff that Trump was doing. It's like all I see is this Trump bashing and stuff, and I'm like, come on, give us a chance,
Yeah.
And I said, look. The Republicans raised taxes on you like 48 times the last session.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that you're voting back in.
Yeah. Well, you find that across the board, though. Whether, if you live in a urban environment, and...
It's good cop, bad cop. Last time you were the bad cop, I want to be the bad cop this time. Or the other way around,
Yeah.
It's like, you were the good cop, I get to be the good cop this time, Last time you raised all the taxes, now I got to bite the bullet and I got to raise all taxes.
So why isn't the Democratic Party over the 2016 election? I mean, the Republicans, Democrats voted in, but I've never seen it like this. I mean, I haven't. Have you?
I'm going to get beat up, but they're not over it because they were told not to.
They were told not to get over it? Who were they told not to get over it by?
By, I guess their leaders,
They were just told, don't get over this, keep it going.
Yeah.
But you see the public buying into it. Is the public not, I don't want to call the American public stupid at all, because I don't think they are.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Are they just willingly ignorant?
Your life is so overwhelmed with work and everything else that you don't have time to go out and do the research, and you pick up the stuff that's laying right on the top. You got to find a piece of information, inspect it, where did it come from, who said it, is it feasible, and either throw it away or put it in your pocket and look for the next morsel of information. It's not that easy, and they lay so much garbage down all over the place.
But who does the press work for? I mean, I know who the press works for right now. It's been like that for years. They work for the Democratic Party. And
I was going to go as far as to say the CIA, but
I don't understand. People say that, they work for the same special interests. It don't matter if you vote for Republican or Democrat. But man, the Republicans are getting slammed on the news. You watch the news, and I'm telling you what, unless you're watching Fox, any conservative, what I consider a conservative,
right.
is getting just beat up all the time. Why? Who's paying them? Is that a Soros?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not.
No, I would, yeah.
Now, who is George Soros? What is he?
A guy with lots of money.
How did he get his money?
The official story or the unofficial story?
You can look it up.
The one they put out there, or
Yeah, just the one they put out there. Because he's on the record saying he loves...
investing, I guess.
Well, isn't he on the record, I believe, saying that he loves to destroy countries? It's fun. I've heard him say that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you look that up? George Soros. He can't spell. Not gorgeous.
JAOR.
Did you see that a while back where CNN and Fox News, I don't know if they tweeted out a story that George Soros was arrested in Nicaragua or something like that?
I have not seen that, no.
And it was only up there for a few minutes or something like that, and it was taken down, and apparently the people that put it up were fired.
Really?
What I'm thinking is, apparently that was the story with when who was the guy that they said, oh, he's going to go to some news reports said he resigned. Some said he was going to resign. Some said he was going to. He had a meeting with General Kelly in the White House, and you remember that?
Yep.
Rod Rosenstein, I think it
Oh,
was.
okay, yep.
But there were conflicting stories, and from what I hear, is they told people different stories.
Really?
And it's like, we know where they got that one from. And I think none of them actually happened either.
Yeah, you're right here. Why did George Soros say it's fun destroying other countries? No, go to, let's not read that. Let's go back. Let's go down to that YouTube right there. Long lost. See here.
Through ruthless business decisions, but now George Soros is worried. He thinks the global economy is coming apart at the seams and that the world needs to be protected from people like George Soros. Huge bets on whole countries and economies. Last year, when he saw cracks in the Asia boom, he began selling the currency in Thailand. Traders in Hong Kong followed suit, triggering a financial crisis that plunged much of Asia into a depression. In the last 2 years, you've been blamed for financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding.
The Prime Minister of Malaysia said that the region spent 40 years trying to build up its economy, and along comes a moron like Soros with a lot of money, and it's all over. He called you a criminal.
It's easier for him to blame an outside force than to admit that they were mismanaging their economy and their currency. The French finance minister talked about hanging speculators from lampposts. I think that I've been blamed for everything. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
What's it like to have a statement that you make have such serious, grievous consequences? I mean, you can, it looks to me like in a number of situations, you can take a position against a currency or make a statement, and the whole country falls apart.
Well, it's a tremendous sense of responsibility, actually. And it's also a humbling experience because I am actually trying to do the right thing, and sometimes what I do has an unintended negative consequence, as it did in Russia.
Last month, he brought the First Lady with him for a look at some of the projects his foundation is funding.
There's that clown.
George Soros?
While hundreds of thousands of Hungarian Jews were being shipped off to the death camps, George Soros accompanied his phony godfather on his appointed rounds, confiscating property from the Jews. These
Jeez.
are pictures from 1944 of what
Is that the unofficial story? Is that the thing that he don't want no one to see right there? Wow.
Yeah.
And these so-called liberals that want to call every person with a different opinion a Nazi are funded by this guy?
Yeah.
Wow. Was that the unofficial story you were going to say?
I don't know.
Well, if that's the official
Are
story,
you
it's still
afraid to
pretty
tell me
bad.
the story? Or Are you afraid you're going to sound like a tinfoil hat wearing guy?
Yeah, well, that could cover the bald spot. No, that's what that's from. Is that foil? That foil,
Rubbing your head?
Yeah, the foil's rubbed. I wonder who's his family. Where's he come from?
He's the devil.
Yeah.
Does,
Who's his parents? What do they do?
does anyone know this?
I don't know. Maybe he inherited bunches and bunches of money.
Now, what
And he
what they
uses
say
that.
his godfather is who he was going around with, taking Jews' property, and
Yeah, that's what he said.
Who's his favorite?
have you heard that said on mainstream news before?
That's how we got his money. I'm gonna look up his family. Well, he has a family.
George Soros family, celebrity family.
Chuckley Soros, Peter Soros, Daisy Soros.
That's his children. Who's his parents?
Probably dead.
Well, yeah, but I'm sure they are. But
He's like
so we weren't going to call him on for an interview. I know they'd surely accept, but
Probably. His father is whatever that name is.
Tivadar Soros.
Was prisoner of war during World War One.
So he was. Oh, his parents were Jewish.
really,
Oh wow! So therefore,
Erky.
right there, two Jewish parents. Wow. The name change was made because of anti-Semitic persecutions. Wow. That's something. I've never thought of that.
kind of like Eli Field.
Yeah. Yeah, what? He was he was a soccer player,
Eli Field.
Eli Field.
I know he was a guy that owned a box company, a printing place. Right?
Yeah.
I know that.
And he was a Jewish guy.
His name was something else, and when they were coming here, guys like, you probably ought to change your name to something else.
Because
So
there.
they said Field.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this guy here stole Jewish people's property and made a profit off of it. Isn't that let's see, how George Soros got rich? How did he get, but see, this is the thing, is they take, after he has money, and says he got it from being an investor. Well, you ain't gonna invest money until you got money
Right, yeah.
to invest. So
Yeah.
this is bullshit here.
Early years.
After you get money, then you pay somebody to write your history.
Yeah, because the victors write history.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's just
One
crap.
of them Jewish people that he took their house was an author, and see it for a few bucks. I'll buy you lunch if you write a book about me.
Oh. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk, here's the thing that I don't understand is why that guy, that Julian Assange, he was in that embassy for how many years? Like 7 years?
Yeah.
And you didn't see him. Did you see the pictures of that dude? When they brought him out,
He's 5 years younger than I am.
did you see the pictures of that guy?
Yeah.
I mean, that dude looked like Howard Hughes coming out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked nuts, man. They did that. You notice when they caught Saddam?
I think Howard Hughes would have been in a plastic bubble or something.
But you know what I mean?
Yes,
You
I
look.
did, yeah.
You look at. Bring up a picture of Assange being brought up out of that embassy.
Who?
Julian Assange. Asange.
A.S.
I think it's, yeah. Is it SS?
It may be ASS ANGE.
I got spelling right. Wow.
Now bring up images. Now look at him there, and then being taken.
They got videos of him being taken.
Yeah, they do. Did you see him carrying him out? They had his feet, his legs up.
I was going in a dark place.
I know
That's
you
on a
were.
different website.
There's a picture of him being taken.
You gotta look up. You gotta search. Being removed from embassy. Just
or you could go, well,
How do you spell embassy?
incorrectly.
EMBASY.
A. See? I'm not the only one who didn't know how to spell it here.
See, he needs a mic too, so that
Now look at that.
that my jokes make sense.
Look at that dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you see the book he was carrying?
No. What book was he carrying?
Scroll up.
Catcher in the Rye?
Third picture to the right. And he's holding it so you can see it.
Is that the Pope?
Yeah, right there you can see it.
Can you zoom into that?
Yeah, I know how to see.
Today?
I'm not the one doing it.
Or you can just Google the book he was carrying.
What is the book?
I don't remember.
Looks like the Pope.
What book was he? Type in what book he.
Okay. Okay, well, it's not letting me go up. It looks like the Pope's on the front.
I don't think that's the Pope.
It looks like it though, doesn't it? And wearing a little white cap.
Go to. Gore.
There you go. Gore Vidal. That was it.
What is that?
It's a book.
About what?
I don't remember.
Well, let's
Then
find out.
why are we looking it up?
Because he wanted you to see it. He wanted us to talk about it.
Really? Ah. Go ahead and scroll down. Down.
I'm trying.
Go up a little bit.
I was looking at
The Wikipedia founder emerged national security state in which the people have no voice because they have no information. Yes.
Well, there you go. There you have it.
And that's what they're trying to keep us. So, and that's really what I wanted to get into bringing this up is, the best way to discredit somebody is call them crazy. Once you call them crazy,
I've been discredited.
but do you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
I mean, once you say or conspiracy theorist,
Makes them. You know where that term was originated?
what?
Anybody that didn't believe that Kennedy was shot by a lone gunman.
Was
Oh, that's a conspiracy theory.
But let's talk about that first. Conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's nothing wrong within itself of having a theory.
That's one of them words that evolves or devolves.
Now, and let's put that into like me and you. You believe in
Context
Yeah, let's put it in context.
or a box.
For,
We'll put that in a box.
You believe you're an atheist, so you believe in the Big Bang theory. It's not a fact. It can't be proven. I'm a Christian where I believe in creation, which is a theory. I can't prove it. They're both on faith.
Yeah, the Big Bang also created.
Yeah. And, but you understand
Yes,
what I'm saying.
do.
I believe God created everything. You believe nothing created everything.
Right.
I think they both take faith. I think they're both a religion. You have to believe. You have to have faith that this happened. I mean,
You have to have logic
okay, well,
for the one and faith for the other. You still have to have.
how is that logic, though? I don't want to get into this, but I mean, I don't. The thing is that it's a theory. Both of them are theories. Neither one of us can prove. Now, if I can give you a for instance, it's no longer a theory, it's a possibility. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if I can give you just something that points to a possibility,
Right.
then it's no longer a
Like possibility of dating dinosaur bones. You know.
using a process that
Yeah.
Doesn't
Don't
make
work.
sense at all.
or using
On the 8th day, God created fossils.
They started dating the
no, I believe in the creation theory and evolution. It's a lot of circular reasoning because here's the thing: you've got your layers. What are they called? Where they find items so they know it's this is from the Jurassic Age.
Layers.
Geological layers, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
Well, they say, how do you know how old the bones is? And they say, oh, by the layer we found it in. Well, how do you know how old the layer? Oh, by the bones that we find in there. That's circular reasoning. But I'm going to tell you because a book told me so.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? It's always going to go back to that.
And there's the chapter in the book where Adam and Eve were hunting Stegosaurus.
I never read that part.
The fossils were created before the Garden of Eden.
I don't believe that.
I've just
We argue. So everybody knows we argue about this all the time because we're friends and we can, and no one's feelings get hurt. So
I want to get shot at.
you're the one in danger,
recognize that
not me. Is that atheist pig?
Yeah.
No. Joe is a great guy.
Thank you.
No problem.
I can joke with the world because
He says so.
the world and I have this thing going, you know.
No, Joe is a good guy. Joe is
Sarcastic, dry.
yeah.
Very,
and you have
some
to
things
know.
I say I don't really mean. I'm playing.
And I find sometimes where Joe will say something and then I don't know, a day later I'll go, "Dope."
While the people are chasing me.
But
I didn't mean that.
no, I know you don't have your family is
Well,
a very
and,
religious family.
Yeah, there are a lot of things I say, and then later on it's like, I didn't think of it this way or that way. Or somebody will point out to me, and it's like, you're right.
And
It's like I don't have to. Well, I gotta come up with something to dispute that, or
and we can argue. You can say, okay, the bones prove, and I can say, well, the flood proves that. Well, the Grand Canyon was. Well, if you ever watch anything wash out, you know that it don't take long to make a canyon if tons and tons of water.
I was watching a thing, and the guy was explaining how he thought the Grand Canyon was created all at once.
Yeah.
There was like a big lake up north of that.
Yeah,
upstream.
like all the states were a lake.
Basically, that's
his
pretty much
name was probably Kent Hovind.
I don't know.
He's a minister that he's gotten a bad rap, bad deal because he got divorced and remarried. He went to prison for some tax thing that I don't see where he broke the law, but I don't want to get involved with the IRS. So he went to prison for a while. He got out, got divorced, lost everything he had, and started a new. He has where is that in Georgia? I don't know. It's called Dinosaur Adventureland.
Dustin would know.
And he has a bunch of fossils and stuff. He's a great he believes what he says. He's not one of these guys, send me your money and if you don't send me money, God's gonna call me home. He's not one of those guys. He believes what he says, and he's an educator. He debates. He's debated people at what's that one college there in California that's more liberal. Which one ain't?
University of Southern California, UCLA.
It was Berkeley.
Berkeley.
Isn't that? That's Kelly. He's debated at Berkeley with their professors, and they treat him like he's the idiot. But after you watch it, he come away where, first of all, he wasn't a jerk. And if he's religious, he can't be a master debater, though. Just a debater. Yeah. No master debating. But he's got an answer, and I imagine to be an apologist like that, you have to have an answer for everything. Otherwise, you're not really good at your job. But it doesn't make sense. He goes by the Bible, and he goes by science and what science says. In Genesis, it says in the beginning, God created what? I don't even know.
You don't know Genesis?
Genesis 1, what is it? In the beginning, God created
the heavens and
the earth. And
wow, Dad.
Anyway, even science says you have to have time, space, and then matter, and it has to go in that order. And the Bible has that. He points out stuff you wouldn't realize. Christians don't realize that when they're reading it. If a Christian reads the Bible, I don't think.
No.
I don't think any do. I don't believe that. Well, what don't you believe? What I haven't read. But anyway, to get off that, it's a conspiracy theory. There's nothing wrong with having a theory.
Right.
So where do you get negative connotations about that? I still look at the Kennedy. I still look at the Kennedy assassination, and I'll fluctuate. Depends on what day it is. Now Oswald did it, and then I'll watch the Zapruder film, and I'll be like, "Nah, there ain't no damn way he did that by himself." You can't make a car not have on the protective bubble top or whatever that Lincoln had. You can't make a. There's so many anomalies there that you have to go, what in the hell? Do you know anybody who's seen the Zapruder film and walked away going, yep, he was shot from behind and Oswald did it? I don't know.
with a
any-
candlestick in the library.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's where I'm going with this: is it's an overreaching government in every aspect of our life, and if you don't conform, you're one of those. You know, you're a conspiracy theorist. If you question anything, before this we were talking about Alex Jones. You don't have to agree with everything. I know you don't agree with
Well,
everything.
you know, and I think of this too is, you know, the way the human mind works. You have this bit of information here, this bit of information here, and this bit of information here. It's like, I gotta connect those. If you can't, you know, your mind makes the leap for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your mind has, you have to resolve things, and that's why they do the ink blots. What do you see there? So you know how your mind is working. What connections are you making? You know.
Yeah. But does that
So,
make you crazy
No,
if
it
you see
means
something?
I know these bits of information, and you know, I mean, some people would say, well, maybe those bits of information don't. Some of them aren't right, but if you have a fact that people can't prove, and it's like, no, I don't want you connecting them. I want to tell you how they connect.
Yeah.
Well, why should I? You know.
We've been lied to. We talked about this earlier. We've been lied to so many times by our government. Why would we believe it? Why would we? You tell me. Name some lies that we've been told by the American government.
Stop that, you go blind. Oh, that was no.
That's not true. And it's not illegal because I'd be on death row.
Yeah. You won't be able to spell one day. Yeah, I can't think of any right now.
With the Gulf of Tonkin resolution.
Oh yeah. Remember the Maine, where the Maine went down, and they said, well, we gotta start the Spanish-American War. There's been divers down there. Of course, at the time, 1909 or whatever it was, or
Yeah.
was that?
I believe it was 1909.
They probably didn't envision hobbyists going down there. Oh, look, all the metal's bent outward.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a bottom. No one will ever see it. We can say what we want, and maybe it's time. You know what? We'll say what we want because people will forget about it anyway.
And here's the thing, and that's, you know, this, you hear someone say false flag operation. Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. Operation Northwoods. Tell everybody what that was.
Operation Northwoods. I remember that one.
It's a declassified document that was brought before. It went through the who was it? Secretary of State? Limits? Let's bring it up real quick. Operation Northwoods. Now, this is a real document. Now, Kennedy shot it down. But this was to invade Cuba. And people don't.
Did you see when they
Disclassified document. Joint Chiefs of Staff. It made it all the way through. It got on Kennedy's desk.
You know, the one I think that he got killed over, a couple of them was, one, he said he was going to bring the CIA down.
Another is he was going to get rid of the Federal Reserve.
I was going to say, look up.
Well, let's look at this real quick. I want to, since you brought up the Maine.
No.
And people would say, let's look up click on one of them, see if we can bring up the document itself. That's the document right there. We don't want that. Go ahead and scroll down. Maybe.
Did you click on the Operation Northwoods PDF up there?
Can you... There we go. on going down. Pure military as a basic plan. Chiefs of staff. Okay, go ahead and go down. Press the down arrow. There you
It
go.
wasn't working before. That's all there is.
Go to plus. What does that zoom? Oh, that's just 1 of 16. Anyway, what it said, I really don't want to go by. Go back and search whole document. Close that up top. Okay. Can we click one?
I was looking for one that had. I didn't click any of them. Shit.
What's the Operation Northwoods? Actually, it talks about hijacking airplanes, crashing them into buildings, shooting up movie theaters,
Yeah.
attacking military bases, and blaming it on the Cubans so we can go into Cuba.
Did you see when they declassified the Kennedy assassination documents? It said something about they were planning or speculating about shooting some people in Miami and blaming it on Cubans.
That's Operation Northwoods.
Oh, is it?
That's Operation Northwoods. If anybody, anybody can look that up and get the full document.
Look up Executive Order 11110.
There it is. See? See? Right here.
It's Wikipedia.
Government.
Against Cuban government.
Just click on Wikipedia, go to the bottom, and click on one of their sources.
Not Wikipedia, the thing on the side.
That is from Wikipedia.
Oh, it is.
Just go there and click on their source.
Well, that tells you everything you need to know.
But to see that, you think people are naive enough to think their government would never do anything bad. And I think why people are like that, where they think, oh, my government would never do that to me. I think the reason they're like that is because people aren't that bad.
Right.
You're not that evil that you would do something like that. Well, let me tell you, your government.
Who was it that said in politics the worst rises to the top?
Yeah. And that's a fact. I mean,
Is he saying Trump's?
I'm saying with
Yeah.
great power comes great responsibility, and what's it say? Power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah,
something.
Yeah, look up Executive Order 11110.
What's that?
4 ones and a 0.
Executive.
Executive, EXECUTIVE. ORDER.
I know. I know how to spell executive.
Not odor.
The buttons.
Dusty, go get me a. Do you want something to
I
eat real
pressed
quick?
the R.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Will you grab me a bowl of that stuff that Mom made?
And 1.
1111
4 ones.
0. September 17th. Oh no,
You probably don't want Wikipedia.
June 4th. 2 months later, he was assassinated.
Yes.
Here. On June 4th, 1963.
Wow. You want to go ahead and read that out? People can't read it there.
Yeah, on June 4th, 1963, a little-known attempt was made to strip the Federal Reserve Bank of its power to loan money to the government at interest. On that day, President John F. Kennedy signed Executive Order number 11110 that returned the power of the United States government, the power to issue currency without going through the Federal Reserve. Mr. Kennedy's order gave the Treasury the power to issue silver certificates and silver bullion, silver or standard silver dollars in the Treasury. This meant that for every ounce of silver in the United States Treasury vault, the government could introduce new money into circulation. In all, Kennedy brought nearly $4.3 billion in U.S. notes in the certain. But Lee Harvey Oswald just shot him because he wanted to see if he could do it.
And he just happened to get a job at that building. Man,
and you know, the day before, they changed the route of the parade.
Yeah. I've heard that. Where it slowed down off the Houston.
Yeah. They had to route it by the grassy knoll.
Okay, so when you picture the government, and I know better than this, when you talk about the government, the public thinks, okay, you got your president of the United States, your executive branch, your legislative, your judicial, but that ain't the most powerful people in government, is it? I mean,
well, there's the people that own them.
That's what I'm talking about. Speak on that for a minute. I mean, what? Who had? So Congress voted to have Kennedy killed.
Yeah. No.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do know.
Don't tell me them same people ain't in power right now, or we know exactly what happened. I mean, who's controlling?
And they're not on the list of the Forbes richest people in the world.
No.
They all have enough money. They own that list. They have that list authored right after they have the book of them authored.
So so what good is the Constitution anymore? And the Bill of Rights?
That's a good point.
When you're...
I read the Constitution...
I mean, even George Bush, and I'm a Republican, just a goddamn piece of paper. Yeah. Now, that came out of George Bush's mouth, Jr.
I don't remember who said it, but somebody said either the Constitution is poor enough that it allows this, or it's poor enough that it can't stop it anyway. You know what I mean?
What is the beginning of the Constitution? What's the preamble? We...
The people.
The people?
The people.
Is it just that the American public is so weak? The American people have just become so weak and fat and lazy that we don't care just as long as we got our color TV and our...
Orange hair.
Yeah.
To quote Cheech and Chong.
And we use the proper pronouns so we don't hurt no one's feelings.
Right.
And,
Well, unless you go to the First Amendment area,
Well,
This is the First Amendment zone here.
But you can't. There's hate speech. Is there such a thing as hate speech? No. Every kind of speech is protected, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so anything, and that's the thing. I don't think people understand, and the liberals don't understand. I think the head, and I hate saying liberals because I know you're a libertarian, and
Yes.
what progressives?
That's what I always say.
I think the progressives, the leaders know exactly what they're doing. Because where's the parameters of hate speech? Where do you start? And where does it end?
And if all speech is free,
Yep.
you can't just say, well, here's a list of things that you can't say now. It's like, you gotta knock a little corner of it off. And now this is extreme. We want to ban that, right? You don't want somebody yelling fire in a crowded theater, so we'll knock that little corner.
Well, but right
And
there, now the difference between that is that's a call to action, which is illegal.
Okay, that's the little corner you knocked off now.
So you believe?
Now you can push that a little bit farther. You can push it a little bit farther.
But I understand what you're saying, and it's just like the gun lobbyists that, the anti-gun lobbyists that, like you said, Trump says, we'll give them the bump stocks. But that's giving them something. I know that you believe he's going to take that back. He's going to redo things.
Some way.
Yeah, and we don't know. I mean, a lot of things we guess on. I mean,
And that was my point earlier. You have to. You got little points. You have to speculate to draw the dots.
Because they're not going to tell you.
Because you don't know.
Because they're not going to tell you. I mean, it's like saying, when were you born? Well, I can tell you I was born in the summer. Well, that narrows it down a little bit. Mm-hmm. So you're going to have to, and I was born between the 1st and the 15th. Well, you're going to have to speculate on all the rest. We're probably going to take that out because that really sucked.
But we'll leave the part in where I laughed at you. Right?
No,
And while you're editing this, can you do something with my hair?
we can use fill it in.
Computer graphics jury. CGI is that?
Hey, is this still recording?
Yeah. There's a light.
With the conspiracy theories though, let's get back to what we were talking about. First Amendment. Free speech. I understand what you're saying, where you take a little bit off, and then where do you draw the line?
You gotta knock that little corner off that nobody cares about. Everybody's gonna agree with you.
Because
now you can define.
Because someone might get hurt.
Right.
But freedom is
push that. You can push that.
But am I wrong saying that freedom is dangerous? Liberty is dangerous.
Was it? I would rather have dangerous liberty than peaceful slavery.
Yes. And our founding fathers weren't perfect by any means. Some owned slaves. So we know that's wrong. But I think they wrote and formed almost the most perfect government you can have. I mean, who was it who said?
Yeah, they were all libertarians.
Who was it who said that a republic democracy is the worst sort of government, except for all the others?
No. Yeah, I heard that one, but yeah.
I mean,
constitutional republic.
Yeah. And we're talking about the First Amendment, and where does it stop? Where does hate speech become hate speech? And where does that end?
If you make somebody cry, we can't allow that.
Exactly. And Here's my whole thought on it, and tell me if you think I'm wrong and what your thought is. You can say whatever the hell you want.
Thanks.
You just gotta live with the consequences of what you say.
Right.
So if you're a cupcake,
oftentimes the result is better than if you ban them from saying it.
Exactly, because like we were talking about before, if I own a bakery and I say I'm not baking no cakes for no gay guy,
right?
Well, you should be able to say that. No one should be able to say.
And then when your customer list dwindles and
because
you're
where
struggling,
does that stop? Where does that stop? Well, I ain't gonna make no cake for no black person. I'm not gonna make no cake for no Jew. Well, you just narrowed down your list of customers,
and not only the minorities, but the people that don't like you. It's like, you know what? I just don't like that guy.
Yeah, or his beliefs.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure your alt-right people are gonna, I'm gonna go shop there. Man, they ain't gonna keep you afloat. I'm sorry, you need everyone.
Right.
But and it's like, I believe the KKK, don't agree with them. Don't agree with anything they have to say. But I'll defend the right to say it.
Yeah.
Because then I can't say what I want to say. I mean, I'll be the next one they shut up.
But I mean, and to have that play out in public is a good thing too. Remember that pizza place that was it over in Mishawaka or Granger or Wanata, something like that, over that way. The pizza place that, and somebody had asked them.
They wanted them to cater a gay wedding.
Yeah, they asked them, and it was
cater. Yeah, I heard that it had to have been a lesbian marriage.
Because they like pizza. I know, yeah. but I think they were pretty much set up, is what it was.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and then when they said no, we wouldn't,
Why do you go in business, Joe? Why do people start businesses? To make money? To be their own boss? To make money? Is a lesbian or a gay or their money a different color? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, hey, you want to give me your money? I'm going to take it. I got to make you a pizza?
Yeah.
Who cares? And who gets their wedding catered by a pizza place? That's gay.
Yeah.
You don't call gay people gay. You call your friends gay.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, you can't even say, talk to your friends. Us growing up, retard.
Yeah.
He said retard. Oh my gosh, that's offensive.
That's like the word vulgar. At one point, the word vulgar meant common. The vulgar people, that's the common people. But it's like, I'm not vulgar. That guy's, because you put everybody below you until the word literally degradates.
Yeah, well, and we know that words change, and words can have more than one definition, and people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of video of a guy he's a theologist, and he's an expert on language, and he was talking about the King James Bible and how it's ancient or Old English. Well, the King James Bible ain't. It's modern English. It's not Old English. Beowulf's Old English. Yeah. But he says words that aren't in common use anymore. A doe. No, you moron. The word's ado. And it's used every time they introduce someone. And now, without further ado, and he said, a doe. And I am a language expert. And dude, he has this, what's his name? White. Dr. White. You can find that video up on YouTube. I don't care what he says.
Look it up and laugh at it.
Yeah. A doe. And all these words he says,
that's why I never say I'm an expert, because I can say, well, I was just joking.
Yeah. Well, The thing is that he also uses the word. Do you know when your parents would walk into your room and say, "This place is a shambles." Well, do we know what a shambles is? Because that's a butcher shop. It's a killing floor is what a shambles is.
I know it's in all those 50s songs. Shamble am ding. They're singing about butcher shops in the 50s.
Yeah, they did all the time.
Oh, yeah. The butcher shop quartets,
but it's on a documentary. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's all right. We're not going to slander him anymore. It's not that big a deal. But what I'm saying is he's an expert. And I don't even know how he got on this tangent. Oh, words change.
It's easy to go down into the ditch. Yeah.
We can't stick on one topic at all. we're talking about overreach of the government, and now we're talking about a guy using the word a doe.
They're fighting over the steering wheel.
No, we really got to stay on course here. I don't even know where in the hell we were.
Yeah.
First Amendment.
Earth.
What?
First Amendment.
Oh, the First Amendment. All right, so you take a little corner. So you believe that somebody should be able to shout fire in a building?
Cupcakes.
Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, Joe. Here's not what I'm asking. I don't think
I know.
I don't think you have to say, I think people should do that. Something could just be understood, hey, you don't do that. The federal government don't have to step in and say, this is a law. You can't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? There's things like you
So now you pay somebody to go yell fire in a theater. It's like, oh, see what happened? Now we gotta stop that.
Yeah, I mean, I know you wouldn't agree with it. You wouldn't say, but should someone have the right to do that?
You know, it's people are so short term. Something happened, we got to do something now. When they were back in the 80s, I think it was, when people were going postal, or was it 90s?
Yeah.
People are going postal. People going into the post office, shooting up all the people in the post office. What do we do? Well, let's ban people from bringing guns in there. The bad guy's going to stop at the door like, I
can't bring this gun in there. Damn it.
I got to go back and get a ball bag. It's already illegal to shoot somebody. So, but our Congress, well, you know what? We got to ban, so.
Here's all, and now we're moving on to the Second Amendment. And here's what taking guns, trying to ban guns, I'm sorry, but the people that are criminals that have the guns, they're the ones that shouldn't have them anyway. All you're going to do is take guns away from law-abiding citizens, and in my case, you're going to make me a criminal because I ain't giving you shit. I ain't going to give it to you. You're just not going to get my guns from me.
Yeah.
That ain't being, a hick redneck hillbilly. I'm just telling you, you're not going to get them from me. And I don't think they're dumb enough to do it. I mean, they may be dumb enough to pass the bill, but I don't know anybody who's dumb enough to come get them.
You hear about the red law in Pennsylvania? The red flag law. You know what the red flag law is?
I have no idea.
The red flag law is where they say, you know what, Mr. Police Officer, hello, I don't trust that guy and he's got guns. No questions asked. They can show up at his door and take him until they figure out if he is safe or not.
So
it's called a red flag law. In Pennsylvania, somebody said that guy's kind of shady. The police showed up to take his gun. At first, he was like, I don't know what I should do. He kind of let him in, and then it ended up in a shootout, and the guy ended up dead.
Oh, so there it proved it right. There he was. So what we're looking at is Minority Report. Pre-crime. You're
Yes.
judge and jury before you even commit a crime.
Yep.
Which I believe, don't the Patriot Act do that?
Has that antenna been up the whole time? The antenna on the radio?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, it has.
Put it down.
It's fine.
It's hooked to my foil hat.
He can't get his information from the Greys without
Right.
that.
Yes.
Or the reptilians.
Did you see that one meme? There's a hand and there's a spider like biting this guy's hand, and the next frame is Spider-Man. He's like, and then underneath there's a guy holding a lizard and it's biting the hold of his hand, and the next frame is Mark Zuckerberg.
So what do we do? What can we do? And here's my thing. What can we do to save our First Amendment? It's just use it, right? Keep saying what you have to say, no matter if you go to jail or not, correct?
Yeah.
You're the Libertarian Party. You tell me.
Yeah, Thomas Jefferson. If a law is unjust, not only is a man.
We would never call for violence. We'd never. It's wrong, no matter what. We want to solve our problems politically. That's why we're even talking. Is if we can't do it with diplomacy, then
The NAP.
yeah.
You know what the NAP is?
What is the NAP?
That's libertarian. Non-aggression principle, NAP.
And I totally agree with that.
It's never be the aggressor. Now, if somebody attacks you, you got every right to defend yourself.
And I believe that's that. Don't tread on me. I believe that's what the snake's saying. Hey, I'm not gonna. I don't want to bite you. I'm giving you a fair warning. But if you hit me,
I don't know what you told me before.
we're also not homosexuals. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Right.
No, but don't mess with me. I won't mess with you.
Right.
It's not a threat. It's just hey, don't screw with me. I don't care what you're doing over here. Don't mess with me over here. How far does that go, though? Until I affect you?
Yeah.
You're the libertarian.
That is the debate. I mean, it's
Where does that
if
end?
I stick my hand in your face, at what point is that now an aggression? The moment it touches you? If I'm at an inch from your face,
I feel that I understand it's never nice to have somebody. I can't stand somebody pointing in my face. Can't stand it. But this.
So at what point?
This
does that become
zone.
aggression,
I think when you get touched, I mean, it becomes a.
Unless you want to be touched.
I mean.
Yeah, because if I'm standing in your way and you have to walk around me and I keep getting in front of you, no, I am aggressing. I didn't touch you, but there's no doubt I'm aggressing. So
now, whose job is that to take care of that? You're blocking my way. I can't get to the escalator, Joe. Is it the federal government's job to say, hey, anybody blocking an escalator, we're going to detain you for a not disclosed without representation.
Yeah.
We're going to fly you away.
I think the federal government's role is almost nothing.
I would have to agree with you. It is right now. And that's what I was talking about
earlier. The more
earlier.
decentralized, the better. The closer to the local source. If you got your officer that's your Andy Taylor, Sheriff Taylor.
Yep.
That's the ideal situation. It's not like the farther up you go
in local government, and not even local government, government in whole. I've always been told that the sheriff is actually the most powerful person within your, local area. Because he can even tell federal investigators to.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And that's what I've
And it
always.
depends on what
Kind of crime has been committed.
Right.
But a sheriff is very powerful. I don't think people realize how powerful a sheriff is. But then again, we've been talking about the overreaching hand of the federal government.
Mm-hmm.
Where should their hand be slapped at? I mean,
Right on the top.
state, the county. Because here was my idea of what. Here's my understanding of what the founding fathers wanted. All right, you have your federal government, which is minimal.
Yeah.
All right, they take care of tariffs, all that stuff. They're
Well, and people say the main job of the federal government is to protect us. No, it's not. It's to protect our freedom.
It's not to protect us.
Freedom, yes.
It's not to protect us. As a matter of fact, it's been
Protecting you is the means they use to
the
steal the fruits of your
police
labor.
are not obligated to protect
No, they're not.
you.
They're not.
People think they are.
Civil. I mean, the court.
Yeah, the Supreme Court has determined that
no, they're not obligated to save you or protect you. They are not obligated.
No,
If
that's
they're
why.
hiding in the bushes.
Yeah, I mean, they're. And here's the thing: is where do you slap the hand? Because here's my understanding: they were a minute. They were like the federal government had no say. You went to a state and you didn't like a law that a state had, you could move to another state to where you liked the laws there.
Laboratory of democracies.
So, is that totally gone? I mean, we live in Indiana, so I know Indiana has some of the most liberal gun laws in the Union. I believe that we're second.
I don't know.
I'm not sure of that, but we're
there's like 13 constitutional carry states.
Missouri is one of those. I believe they became.
Yeah.
But they just you don't even need a background check there.
You don't need permission to carry your gun.
And isn't that what the founding fathers meant? And here we go. We talk about, you hear that all the time. Well, you believe that a citizen should have an automatic weapon?
It's right there in the Bill of Needs.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's not the Bill of Needs.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
And that takes me back to a reading thing that a guy who owned a boat wrote a letter to Benjamin Franklin asking if the Second Amendment covered him having a cannon, basically a cannon. I forgot the names of them there. It's
Bob.
Yeah, it's not Bob.
No.
But a cannon on his boat. And he said, by all means, that's what it's meant for. Yeah, you have every right to have that. And here's the thing. People say, well, it's up to the police. I believe police should be the only ones carrying weapons. They should be the only ones with firearms.
Yeah, some people like to be dominated,
But have you heard that argument? The police should be the only ones?
I've heard that, yeah.
Because...
And it's the same people that's saying that Trump is literally Hitler. Wait.
Yeah, literally.
Trump is literally Hitler. We need to turn our guns in. That's kind of a contradiction there,
But here's the thing. Are the cops facing people we don't face every day? I mean, you go outside and you see the same... You have the same threat as a police officer has when you leave the home. So you would rather... not you, but they would rather you be a victim than protect yourself. And that's where I don't understand the argument. I feel sorry for anyone who's lost anyone in a mass shooting. I really do. But here's the thing. How many lives, and not to minimize the deaths, but how many lives could have been saved if somebody was carrying in that movie theater in Colorado? Or
the one I think about? The shooting in Florida. What was that? High school? Yeah. Was it
Parkland.
Yeah. The guy was going to shoot some students, and the coach stood in front of him and took all the bullets. Imagine if he had a gun. He could have fired back.
Why? Where do all these people go to shoot these people? To a gun-free zone. They go someplace. That's like advertising. Hey, if you're a nutbag and you're a fucking douche, come here and shoot us because we don't protect ourselves. Well, come on in here and shoot us up.
I looked that up. It was the last however many mass shootings. How many were in a gun-free zone? All of them but 2. I don't remember the one. But the other one was that Gabby Gifford, the Democratic political rally.
Yeah.
But that was all Democrats, so that was pretty much gun-free too.
98% of mass shootings.
And they grade themselves by...
No, I should say, there are Democrats that carry guns, but...
Yeah, but then they're graded. They only have a D- with NRA. Like Bernie, he's got a D-. I got an F. Well, they graded themselves.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
I think that F stands for something else, though.
Yeah. Fucktard.
I was going to say Fisher.
No. Definitely. Maybe. I guess we should introduce ourselves here.
No.
We haven't said. Okay, fuck off. All right, Joe. Second Amendment. Fuck it, kill it, marry it. Okay, well, where's the Libertarian
not
Party?
up on the screen.
What?
Dude,
I don't care about that.
that's not hooked up, Dustin.
Where does the
We
Libertarian
should have
Party?
like a Jay Leno and David Letterman when they had the band. We should have cue the banjo music, do.
Where does the Libertarian Party stand on the Second Amendment?
Yes.
Yes. No restrictions. No, nothing at all.
The nap.
Here's all right. A lot of people say, "Well, geez, oh, Pete, do you let felons have guns?"
Somebody that smoked pot is a felon.
What if you've committed a violent crime with a firearm before?
Yeah. At one time in the past, if you were black and you sat in a bus seat,
But I'm not saying either way which way it should be. I'm asking where questions that you'd be asked. What about a violent offender? Because I know you guys don't agree with, and I don't mean you guys. Your party doesn't agree with the way the current judicial system works in prison and things like that. So what do you do when somebody murders somebody?
And I can't speak for libertarians. We can't even agree with ourselves,
And I understand that, but as far as the pulse of the party, where do they lean towards? Is there libertarians that don't agree with the Second Amendment, or is that a must?
To be a libertarian, you have to pretty much agree with the NAP. And NAP is
the
non-aggression principle. Yeah.
So
if somebody had done something in the past, and you know what? Again, too, it's like
my thing is if you served the time.
Well, not even that, but
isn't your punishment over?
Yeah.
Should you be punished the rest of your life? You've already done what you've been sentenced to.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that punish? You can't vote now.
Yeah.
You can't have a firearm. You can't do anything anymore.
And you know, I don't really agree with that either. You know, that if you were ever convicted of a crime, you can't vote because, you know, you put millions of people in there for smoking pot. And now you got a candidate that says, hey, we're going to legalize pot. It's like, you know what? That was a stupid law. All the people that were in jail for smoking pot would vote for the person.
I believe that once you serve your time, no matter what your crime, you paid the price for that crime. Now life goes on, and don't do it again.
Right.
If you do, you'll be punished again. Where do you guys stand on like the death penalty?
Well,
as a pulse of the party,
it's
I know
again, too, it's like I would have to take a poll, but as far as me, you know, I've always thought, you know, there were some horrific crimes that you know, that person needs to die and stuff. But then I think about how many people have been convicted of wrong stuff. You know, who am I to say the person should die? You know,
and that's where, you know, there are countries where you have to have like 2 witnesses or be caught in the act, you know, to be found guilty of certain crimes.
and which, you know,
It's real easy to find 2 people to say that don't like you to say, hey, I saw him do it.
And the more money you have, the easier it is to find 2 witnesses.
Exactly. And I understand that point, but the thing is right now look at what was
and you know,
the Smollett case.
Eyewitnesses are terrible too.
Yeah, because they're never right on. I mean, it's
sometimes they're way off.
Oh, most definitely, and they identify the wrong person.
I remember when I worked at U.S. Steel, there was a guy called the Shotgun Killer. That was like 91, something like that. That was back in the 1900s, 1991.
I remember those days.
Yeah.
Way back then.
And so they put out a composite drawing. It was my turn partner. It was like they could have taken a photograph. And I was like, that's him. And the interesting thing is,
he owned a shotgun.
He had a big thing about, he'd read many, many books and studied serial killers. It was like, what?
Oh, shit.
Like, what? The composite drawing was him. It's like,
obviously, Joe called the authorities immediately.
Yeah. And this guy's, you know, white guy, black hair, and...
Well, obviously, he was killing people.
The guy that... It was like a black guy with black hair. You put the pictures up, it's like, how did they get this out of this?
Yeah.
It wasn't even nothing at all alike.
First of all, with science today, if you commit a crime and you think you're going to get away with it, you're a freaking idiot. I mean, you can't get away with shit unless your name's Hillary Clinton or anybody in the DNC. Yeah. I believe you can get it. And I'm sure they would say unless you're Donald Trump, too.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're still going on with the collusion thing, but anyway. What do you think of all that?
Like, I didn't mean collusion, I meant inclusion.
Yeah.
He was including everybody.
Well, now they're arguing that that when the special counsel wrote about the, what was it? Not collusion, but trying to hinder the investigation.
Obstruction.
Obstruction.
Yes.
Now they're saying, well, he left that up to Congress. He left that up to Congress to decide, not the, what is it? Attorney General. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not the Attorney General. When he knew damn well that's going straight to the Attorney General, and that's who's going to make the decision. Correct? I mean, now, here's the thing. Is the Attorney General going to risk his...
Yeah. You're guilty of stopping them from catching you
doing
from robbing
nothing.
the bank that you didn't rob.
Exactly. What did he hinder? If there was no crime, he hindered an investigation that proved nothing happened? I don't get it. Can you explain that to me? You're a politician. I don't. It's like we're grasping at straws now. Just grasping at straws. You know, and we go back to the Second Amendment. They want to take away your guns because of, especially your assault rifles.
The ones the black,
scary
shiny,
looking.
scary.
Yeah.
With the tiny bullets.
The tactical
Not the wooden one with the big bullets.
Yeah. You
know, you got to admit this though. It
works.
Yes,
it works. It works.
No, I was gonna say that the people that are anti-gun.
They don't even know.
No, what I was gonna say is the people that got speaking for that. Sometimes they're out there speaking for them. It's like you're not doing the cause any good when you have no idea about a gun. You know?
I mean, they are. These crimes are being committed with fully automatic weapons. No, they're not. They're being. They don't even know the difference between semi-automatic and automatic. Well, we only want to get rid of semi-automatic weapons.
Nobody needs a semi-automatic 22 caliber shotgun for hunting deer. You could just make hamburger out of it, you know, with the automatic bullets that chase the deer, you know.
And they could say that, and people would believe it,
and they do.
And it's sad. I mean, it's like they don't even you know what? Get your wife a double-barrel shotgun. Have her
shoot it up in the air.
Yeah, a few
in the direction
times
of the school over there.
Yeah, shoot it.
Yeah.
And first of all, I'm sure you've shot plenty of 12-gauge shotguns with your military, and you shoot them long enough. You could be a big, stout, grown man, and your shoulders hurting at the time. You have a little petite wife. That lady isn't going to pull the trigger a couple times. She's going to shoot it once, throw it down on the ground, and go, fuck this. Yeah. I ain't shooting this.
Yeah, my cousin tells the story when I was duck hunting with him in Louisiana there, and I pulled both barrels on a 12-gauge. And I was like 12 and 70 pounds.
And as,
about
Uncle Joe Biden, and this is true.
That's creepy Joe.
Yeah, creepy Joe. And when you do pull them two triggers, that makes it a 24 gauge.
Yes.
So, you betcha. That's
actually, do you know how they figured the gauge?
By the diameter of the barrel.
Right, but why is a 12 gauge
more powerful than a 20 gauge?
Bigger round than a 20 gauge.
Because gauges go backwards.
What they do is they take one lead ball, the size of the barrel, okay? And if that's the size of the barrel, now it takes 20 of those to make a pound. A 12 gauge, one ball, the size of the barrel, it takes 12 of those to make a pound. Therefore, the bigger the barrel, the less balls it's going to take.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking, when you said both barrels on a 12 gauges, 24 gauges, it probably is.
What the fuck? I was right and I didn't even know it. Son of a bitch. Joe never said that. Can you give me some coffee there?
Can't be wrong.
Hey, coffee boy. Hey,
I don't know if I can press down the button.
You can press it down. I'm sure you can.
Or tip it over your mouth to coffee come out.
You thought you were going to do video and audio, and now you're a barista. Thank you, sir. So, as far as the Second Amendment, there's no in the Libertarian Party, for the most part. I'm not saying everyone. Everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody has their own. There's, and you know what?
For the most part,
Just like there's
I don't think you're gonna have any libertarians complain about any weapons. No.
Li- Every party has, you know, to the left, to the right. The Libertarian Party is the same way, isn't it? You have left-leaning, right-leaning, within the spectrum of your party.
Yeah.
I know you don't like the left or right.
And you know,
A more liberal,
interesting thing is,
or more progressive, and more
interesting
conservative.
thing, libertarians, if there was no libertarian on the ballot, you know, if it was vote for the Republican or the Democrat, 85% of the libertarians would vote Republican. And I also saw the
Why is that? If they're both left.
well, it's what they're left
The-
on.
The best of the two evils?
Well,
Who's gonna invade my space more? Who's gonna trample my rights more?
it's which rights would you rather trampled on?
Yeah.
Okay, I can have pot or I can have guns. You know,
Okay.
the left want the Democrats want to take your guns. The right want to take your pot. Well, if they take your pot and let you keep your gun, you can still keep your pot. You know.
Yeah. And here's the thing about that. And now that you brought that up, I mean, we can pivot here and move on. If they legalized heroin, I know you would probably do heroin, right?
Oh, I'd run down there. Yeah.
And that's it.
And you know, there's like
You already talked about this on the last podcast.
That's all right.
who was the
You know who I heard say that, right?
that I would do heroin?
No, that you know, whoever's going to do heroin's doing heroin right now.
Oh, yeah,
If they
yeah.
legalized it, it don't mean people are going to. Oh, I'm going to. Ron Paul's the one who said that
Yeah.
in a debate,
Mhm.
and I'm like, this dude
Yeah.
is on the money.
You know, a lot of people speak of their Ron Paul moment
Oh,
that made him become a libertarian.
and
you know?
here's the thing. I'm not. I don't want to say. I don't want to insult anybody within.
Come on, it's fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, who
I'm not dumb enough to believe or to listen to somebody who says, I'm going to get rid of the welfare state now. You can't. You won't. I believe you can, you know, it will take time. It can happen,
Yeah.
but it's going to take more than one. And like you said, it's going to take a lot of libertarians to do that.
Yeah.
Because the Democrats and Republicans, say what you want, and I know my Republican friends are going to beat me up, they perpetuate the welfare state. They keep it going. Even though, well, I'm going to take away $10 of your food stamps. Okay? I still don't. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Republicans will come in and say, okay, I'm going to take something that affects nothing. I mean, that's what they take away. They're not getting rid of it. Yeah. Why? They know how much it's costing. You know, everybody's worried about the financial trouble that the United States is in. How much money would that save if we got rid of the welfare state? How much money would it save me? How much money would I have in my pocket?
And the way you look at it too, it's well, I'm getting that benefit. But yeah, they took it from you, skimmed some off the top, and gave some of it back to you.
Yeah, it's my money.
You know, so if they wouldn't have taken it in the first place,
It's
you'd be ahead.
And if anyone else did what our government did as far as the welfare, I'm sorry, as far as taxes, period, you would go to jail because that's robbery. Mm-hmm. It's theft. I remember learning in history class when I was in about, 5th grade maybe, that we separated from a country because of taxes without something. Taxation without...
Representation?
Oh, yeah. Without representation. Isn't that what's going on right now? Who do you have that represents you? Who is there in government right now that knows what you're going through? That knows how it is to live?
Well, they know what you're... They know what you're going through because they put you there.
No, to know what it feels like. I'm not talking about representing me with your laws.
Yeah.
Fuck your laws. There's already laws created you're covering up laws with laws. All we need is one law saying it's illegal. Period. Done. But every 4 fucking years or 8 years, you get these new people in, or you don't, and they just keep on. It's their job to make laws on top of laws on top of laws.
And you know what? You know why that is?
And here, let's vote on whether we give each other a raise.
Oh yeah.
We'll vote on that.
But we gotta pass the raise. But you were the bad guy last time. So you can say, no, we don't get the raise. I voted against the raise. You know? I think we have to add it up first so we don't make a mistake and not pass the raise.
And I think when I say representation, you automatically think, I'm going to represent myself. And I'm not talking about with, who can represent me that's in politics right now. See, I thought it was supposed to be a normal person, not a lifelong politician that don't know what it's like. A Bernie Sanders who got kicked out of a commune. Do you know how hard it is to get kicked out of? Hey,
you're a little too lazy.
Hey, dude. Fuck, we're over here painting, man, getting stoned, and we were, snacking. And man, we're just realizing how lazy you are. You got to get the fuck out of here, man. You're too lazy for us. I mean, this dude couch surfed his way through fucking life, is a millionaire, yet says how crooked fucking millionaires are. He's lying to their faces, and these people are just fucking eating it up with a fucking ladle. Everything this dude has to say. What the fuck? What? Why? 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 You're the one talking about, the way the brain works. How is our brain working?
Sometimes the way the brain don't work.
Is it because he says free a lot? Free? Don't these people realize nothing's fucking free?
Yeah.
Nothing's free. They're taking from you and I, or you and I, and giving it to somebody. Nothing's free. Man, Obama phone. Everybody get an Obama phone. Go get some of that Obama money. Free money. No, that's my money.
Or it's even their money.
Yeah, and you're getting a cheap-ass phone that only works a quarter of the fucking time.
And Carlos Slim is becoming a billionaire.
Yeah. They're special deals for special people. And how do we change it? That's what my question was the last time we recorded. The last time we talked. I said, are we fucked? Are we just fucked now? Is it too late?
I'm not anymore.
Is it too late to do anything? I know the saying, for evil men to succeed, it takes good men to do nothing. Good men have to do nothing. So I'm not saying we sit on our hands and do fucking nothing.
All tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for men of good conscience to remain silent.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson.
So isn't that what I said exactly, verbatim?
Did you say that? No.
Hell no. Yeah, I am.
Well, you know how bad my hearing is. I thought maybe that's what you said exactly.
I'm very,
it's like, how did I get that out of that?
I'm very eloquent when I speak. How in the fuck? No.
Yes, I translate MF.
Yeah.
Mike Fisher, that is.
Yes. Awesome. Go buy my T-shirt, MikeFisher.com. There's no such thing.
Yeah, hit that out now.
Here's
I was watching a David Letterman thing one time, and he said, something.com, and like the next show, he's like, I had to buy that domain name. It's like, my attorneys were all over me. It's like,
so
I think one of these shows I'm going to be wearing coffee. That's gonna be my goal now. I'm gonna wait till I see that Adam's apple
here's you can see my Adam's apple.
Yeah.
I must have lost some weight.
I was gonna say, yeah, women don't have Adam's apples.
No, but here, Bernie Sanders, he promises you. I mean, this dude has done nothing his whole life. A majority of these people that are in our government right now have been career politicians. They don't know what it's like to work a real job.
Right? It's like I say too. I notice a lot of the politicians. It's pick me. I want to tell everybody what to do. Pick me. Pick me. It's like I want to go over there and do my own thing.
Well, and here's the thing.
I mean, what kind of person wants to? I want to get in and be in control.
How quickly could you get elected if you said pick me? I'm not going to fuck with you.
Yeah. Right.
I'm not going to fuck with you at all.
And that's one of the libertarian things. Libertarians.
So obviously you're never going to get elected.
No, libertarians. We want to take over and leave you alone. It's.
And that's a danger. Yeah. That's a scare. No, really, yeah. I can understand. And like I said before, I do not think.
I know
that. I do not believe that. Conservatives nor liberals.
I've noticed that people learn to choose their words differently when they're around me. It's like, there's certain words. Because he's a bastard. Certain ways, it's like, Joe's here. I gotta figure out how to say this.
I hope your mom ain't listening. She'll yell at me for calling you a bastard. No, I don't think anyone's out to hurt anybody. I really don't. As far as the people of the United States, I think they're generally good people. We've already talked about this. We both agree on that. I think they're just too worried about people's fucking feelings. You know what? Feelings don't care. The truth don't care about feelings, Joe.
That's what I feel the way people are, and this just hit me one day, and I was talking to somebody in there.
Who was it? We'll go see.
I don't want to say, but and they were saying, "Well, no, libertarians shouldn't be on the ballot. It should be just Republicans." I was like, "Of course, you probably wouldn't want the Republicans on there either. You wouldn't just Democrats." He's like, "No, we got to have a balance."
You don't have a balance.
Well, so and I start thinking. I remember when my daughter. When she was in the crib. And, she was getting bigger. And my wife said, it's time to take one of the sides off the crib. Because, the crib's up here, and then she gets bigger, the crib goes down, side's up there.
Yeah.
And she says, okay, it's time that we take one of the sides off the crib. And I'm thinking, oh boy, I'm going to be chasing her around the house, putting her back into bed all night long.
Yeah.
She's going to love freedom.
Yeah.
And I was stunned what happened.
She laid there.
She was afraid because the side was taken down. I'm like, what? The government, they're not keeping you from being free. They're protecting you.
Hence
the government is all around you, holding you in, protecting you. It's like, people are afraid of freedom. And what will I do if I have to decide for myself?
I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who said, those who will give up liberty for security
deserve
neither liberty nor security.
Yeah.
obviously you believe that.
Yeah, and,
I mean,
you think about this, okay?
it doesn't take. What's someone saying where it does not? In the beginning, basically, when something costs something, it's hard to find a patriot.
Oh,
but once he's fought for the cause, everybody's a patriot. Right. You know, and I think that's where we're at as I think majority of people believe the same way we do. They're just afraid to speak it because let's face it, it can affect your job. You can lose your job for your political ideology.
No, I think most people want government in charge of things.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
Even though they've seen, maybe they haven't seen. Because
we can change it.
Is that why we're here? You know, is that why people like us are starting to record this, put it up on the internet to teach people, hey,
there are no people like us.
I understand. Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, no one watches CNN. No one watches this mainstream media. The news. You're the one who told me you are the news.
Yes.
And we're not claiming to be a news source. Believe me, we're not. It's everything. Majority of everything we say is opinionated. I don't want anybody to take us as a news source because we're not. But I think we both promise we're not going to lie to you. And if we're not sure of things, like normally we say, I'm not sure. I mean, we're going to tell you we're not sure. We're not going to tell you, definitely 100%. I'm not 100% sure of fucking anything. The older I get, the less I'm sure of. I don't know if you've run into the same experience.
Yes, I've noticed that you aren't sure of anything.
I just... You're a fucking asshole. But the older I get, the things that I thought were guaranteed 100%, mom and dad were right. No.
You know, and it's like what Einstein said that...
oh, geez, here we go.
Knowledge is a white speck in the middle of infinite blackness. So the more you know, the bigger the white spot gets.
But so does the blackness.
Well, the more the white spot gets, the bigger the circumference is. Therefore, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know.
Oh yeah, you know nothing. And
yes, I don't.
No, you don't. No, you know, and the good thing is that you could take. I believe you can learn from anyone. If you just sit down and talk to somebody, you can learn something from them. I mean, even if it's to learn how to debate your side or their side, and we can learn something from anyone if we sit down. But that's where we're losing it in the United States, I believe. Communication's not allowed. You're not allowed to have a discussion. It's like you said, our last broadcast it's screaming over the top of you. It's no debate. There's no, you know, how about we find middle ground? Let's start where we can agree.
He who speaks the loudest knows the least.
Unfortunately, I'm always the one speaking the loudest.
Yeah.
Could you turn my mic down,
well,
please? I'm just
I don't really know, so I'll just say it really loud, you know.
Yeah. You could turn my mic back up. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm constantly interviewing you and you ain't talking.
Me?
It's called cooperation, Joe. Come on, add something.
Anything I have to say, I already know.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Now, I am Bernie Sanders. You are Joe Novak.
With the haircut, I would say I'm Bernie Sanders.
I'm Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I gotta start combing it with a balloon.
And we're gonna start doing this every time we close out.
Okay, you're Bernie Sanders. Who am I?
You are Joe Novak of the Libertarian Party.
Okay.
You're gonna ask me at least 3 questions that you want the answer to. All right. I just want to know what you have questions about. Okay. I'm Bernie Sanders.
Okay.
Duh. What would your question to him be? You have to think.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Maybe he's not as political as we think. Hey, you can't get more polar opposite than a libertarian and Bernie fucking Sanders.
Yeah.
Socialist, I'm sorry, democratic socialist. It changes if you put democratic in front of it.
Right.
Here's a question I'd ask him. Maybe you'd ask him. Where are you going to get all this fucking money?
That's what I was thinking, is like, where does money come from? But,
Well, it comes from the 1%.
okay.
Go
If
ahead.
you're gonna, if people can't afford health care, how can they afford a government bureaucracy and health care?
Well, you see,
Health care costs X. Now you're gonna have X plus B for bureaucracy.
well, he. Now here's my question, or here's the answer that you probably ain't gonna like.
Okay.
It comes from the 1%.
Which is Bernie Sanders.
Used to be him.
Now, you're part of the 1%.
Yeah.
You know, that's something I point out though as well.
You're part of the 1%, Joe. 1% ain't millionaires. They're not people that are
If you
set
go
for life.
If you go worldwide, we're all 1%. So when you're
So-
saying we need to take from the 1%, okay, why just locally? Why not globally?
And-
So why need to take money from you and give it to kids in Africa?
But here's the same. Here's my problem with all politicians, whether they're libertarian or a fucking socialist. Here's my problem. They all speak out of both sides of their mouth. I'm tired of it. I think the American people are tired of it, and I'm going to tell
You've
you
heard
what.
you've heard a libertarian speak.
Well, let me draw that back. Politicians, as a majority, as a whole, I'm not even going to say libertarian. The politicians that we see, majority of the time, they'll say one thing, they do another. They say one thing, they don't have a plan. They say they have a plan, they ain't got a fucking plan. I mean,
Or they get up and they just speak real vague.
well, and
It just covers everything.
but I believe that's why Trump got elected.
You're learning. You didn't say I think and then pause.
Yeah. I believe that's why Trump got elected, because he was like, fuck it. I'm going to go unscripted. I'm just going to fucking go out there, do my thing, do my shtick. And people saw him being, you say it's a show.
You're saying Trump got elected because of his shtick.
Have you seen his hands?
Like I was
He's
gonna
had
say.
no complaints. Believe me.
Yeah.
Huge. Huge.
Yes.
Deep.
Yes.
So deep. Deepness.
What a shtick.
No, I believe
goes
that.
so deep.
I mean, like I said, I was Ted Cruz, man. I was like, Ted Cruz probably. But the more I watched Donald Trump and I saw like,
Him make fun of people and stuff.
well, yeah. And I'm sorry,
Yeah, I
but
love that.
that's fucking entertaining.
I love that at the RNC when Cruz is up there in front of his, his 10 people that he was speaking for, and Donald Trump flies the back. He's like, oh, really? Really?
I mean,
That was,
And am I a Trump supporter? You bet your ass.
He's
I
giving
am.
the kids a ride on the helicopter, and he's telling the kid, "Yes, I am Batman." Like,
my thing is I am a Trump supporter. I don't agree with everything he does, but and I'll point out the bad that he does when I don't agree with him. Like I told you, I think he's arrogant. You told me you don't think so. I disagree with you. But the fucker is entertaining, man. He is.
Oh, yeah.
He is fun.
yeah.
And you know what? It's about fucking time. I want to see a person.
Well, like I said, and I remember we were,
video recording at that time.
Yeah, because it was intermittent and all that.
I don't think these guys know if we were recording.
But I forgot completely.
So that was a very important piece of knowledge everyone needed to know.
You said about being entertaining, and
It's about time. I just, even if you don't agree with him, come on, man. The dude's funny. Pencil neck. The man has the littlest neck I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Dude, that's funny. No, do I think it? I don't think it hurts him politically.
oh, I know what I was going to say. One thing I like what Trump has done with the presidency is that people always looked at the president as like God. Because he's like God. It's like, oh, that's the president. It's like, see, that's Donald Trump. Hey, everybody.
And I heard somebody say, and I believe it was Ben Shapiro, or no, I believe it was Alex Jones. He don't believe he's not a real Christian. He don't believe in God. Is he telling you he does?
Yeah.
Is he preaching to you? No, he's not. He's not preaching to no one. So what does it matter? I got that, Joe.
It's all right, I got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right, you want more?
Oh, that's all. I'm good for now.
All right. Gotta make sure you're okay.
Yes.
Because if I don't, who will? That's sad. No one will, Joe.
Yeah. I learned that a long time ago. Yeah.
Again, we are not homosexuals. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
We are willing to learn.
When you say that, it makes people think there's something wrong.
And here's the thing.
Yeah, make sure you're not texting me.
You go ahead. You take your time. You go ahead. No. We'll wait on you.
No, keep going.
No, you're all right.
Dustin.
I just find that, and I think the more entertaining he becomes and is and continues to be, the more difficult it's going to be for anyone to beat him in the next election.
Yeah.
I don't. Elizabeth Warren.
It's like
Elizabeth Warren. That dried up Indian. I don't see her winning.
I guarantee you, every Democratic comedian voted for George W. Bush. I mean.
Oh yeah, it gave you fucking material.
Yeah.
The whole press.
Yeah.
And
he'll destroy the company or the country, but we can all laugh about it.
And here's the thing, going back to Assange, Julian. To the DNC, he was a fucking hero when he brought up the WMDs and how that was a fucking lie. He's a fucking hero, but once he turns on you, it's like the truth is good as long as you're not telling the truth about me.
Yeah.
As long as you're not telling the truth about me, listen, we've all done shit we're embarrassed of. We have all done shit we're glad there wasn't cameras around when we did it.
Well, that video's next.
Yeah. We've all done shit that we're ashamed of. But the truth is the truth.
The only people that know that is the NSA.
Yeah, well, yeah. But here's the thing.
And the CIA.
And here's the thing.
Of course.
And I know we jump all over the place, but that's how our minds work, I believe.
Or don't work.
Yeah, or don't work. Because it's like this when we're in a vehicle traveling with each other. We're all over the place. as you can see.
It's like that when you're
Yeah.
in a vehicle traveling alone.
But yeah,
we got maybe-
when I'm traveling by myself, this is what I want everybody who subscribes and watches. I want you to count on
Both of you.
Yeah. I would like all of you to count how many times Joe has ridiculed me just this one
It's like,
episode. And
only-
comment down below how many.
Yeah. Only Chuck Norris can count that high.
No. And it's all fun, guys. There's
Oh, I'm having lots of fun.
me too.
Yeah.
No, it's truth.
Yeah.
Like I said, feelings, the truth don't give a fuck about feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, we got to get away from this pussified country we've become, or people. Men aren't even men anymore. And the PC police are there. You can't say men. Do you want to, you know what? It's just, it's ridiculous in how we, and I feel it in my own life because, it's like being punched in the balls as a man because I feel hindered on what I'm going to say just because of the world around me. And that ain't freedom. When you feel like you're censored in your everyday life, like there's shit I can't say, if I say this, my life's at risk. And I'm not talking somebody's going to kill me, but you're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your place in the community, which very well might happen if you speak your mind.
Yeah.
How do you change that? Just keep on doing it?
Yeah, there were people that have said things that lost their job as a professor, or come on and apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And sometimes it's even taken out of context or something. So well, no, really, what they said was right, but they shouldn't have said it. Like, why?
Well,
Yeah.
what congressman was it when Obama was talking and he yelled out, "Liar"?
Yeah.
And he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Let's go back and look at the 8 years that Obama. And here's my thing: I have,
Well,
I have
you shouldn't say that somebody's lying.
Yeah, especially if they're a habitual liar. You don't want to, offend him. He was a liar.
But now you should do that to the president.
Because
it's your president, it's not mine.
Yeah.
It's.
And the thing is, I never wished.
That's a good thing about being a libertarian is I can make fun of both sides.
Yeah. Well,
that's the only reason I'm a libertarian.
Here's one thing I can say honestly about myself, and I don't know if you can say the same thing. I never want my president to fail, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
I never want them to fail. But from the left, the progressives, the Democrats, that's all I see is they want the president to fail. I never want the president, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, I don't want them to fail. I want them to succeed. I don't want them to fucking go against the Constitution.
And it's like I say too, when people are debating subjects about politics and stuff, it's they don't want to solve a problem. They want to win an argument. I mean, as I can say, well, yeah, you are right there. You have a point. It's like.
And here's the funny thing, Joe, is like you're saying that, and we were talking about the laws. When the government was shut down, what the fuck did that affect other than them not passing laws? Yeah. Ridiculous laws, ridiculous legislation that, how many times do we have to go over the same thing? Over and over and over and over again. Is there a time where we say...
It was different when my president shut the government down.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Your president hurt the government.
But that can be true.
Yeah.
That can be true.
Well, being shut down is shut down.
But it hurt. That's the show. I mean, unless you're on Social Security, I imagine.
But those checks still went out.
Veteran pay?
Yeah.
Okay, so that shows you how much they actually do. They were shut down for how long?
But the thing of it too is
How long were they shut down?
a little over 30 days.
Now, at 30
Because
days...
there's some things that happen at 30 days. Like you can have a reduction in force.
Explain that. I think you already did on the last episode, but what's that?
You can, when you hit 30 days, the magic number, you can lay people off somehow. And there's rules on how you can do stuff. You know, and I don't know all the rules and stuff like that, but you can't do that until you hit 30 days.
I have another question. This is a little bit off subject.
And the other thing is too is only like a certain, or like 30 or 40% of it or something was shut down. Was specifically certain parts were shut down, like the IRS.
Here's a question. I think anybody who's interested in politics that ain't a Harvard grad wonders, does the government, does legislation, does the government, anything that they do, have to be worded to where only a lawyer, do they do that on purpose where only a lawyer can understand it and the common man has no idea what they're talking about?
Yeah.
I mean, for me to understand some bills, and I've read tons of them,
Yeah.
I have to do research to...
I have seen a couple bills that were very understandable. I don't remember who it was. It was last year or the year before. Bill was end the Department of Education. That was it. One of the libertarian.
Now, was that the Reagan administration that started the...
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Democrat.
But you know, Jimmy Carter did a lot of stuff as far as deregulation.
Yeah.
Deregulating the airlines, deregulating the trucking industry.
Why is he considered
We have
a
craft
failure?
beer today basically because of Jimmy Carter.
We have what?
Craft beers.
Thank God for Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
So when you sit down at the bar...
I think it was probably how we have peanuts at the bar. Yeah.
how was that?
Deregulating some of the alcohol laws. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't remember. But
Thanks for bringing up a point you don't know.
sure.
All right.
That's,
What?
I was gonna say that's why we got that search engine. Up
Yeah,
there.
but our search engine guy left, came back, went. I mean, we're not paying you no money for you not to leave, or for you to leave.
You're paying me?
That's what I
As he said,
said.
you're not paying you no money.
Yeah, but that's a double negative.
Double-
So
So
you
that
are
means-
paying you some money.
I am paying you big money.
Hey, I found out how to do something
That's great.
for your video.
Oh,
Good. Let's talk about it later. So
yeah. Been working.
we got through one question of Bernie Sanders and not. Where you're leaving awful quick.
Are we rolling?
we're not live.
I can't escape.
We never get through everything we want to talk about. That's why.
9/11.
What?
9/11.
We got to leave something. You know, we were building anticipation.
And that's a good thing talking about the
9/11.
government and conspiracy theories is you never run out of fucking things to talk about. But I guarantee we're going to get into some shit coming up that either pisses you off or makes you wonder, or maybe, you know what, you don't have to agree with everything we say. Yes, you must agree with everything we say. But do me a
But
favor.
you must listen.
Yeah, you must. Yes. But do me a favor and just think. Think for yourself. I found that it was not listening to the narrative all the time is kind of freeing for yourself. I mean, I think it makes you want to learn more. Do you find that you want to look at it yourself? Like I don't want you to read it to me. I want to read it. I don't want you to explain it to me. I want to see the evidence in front of me. I don't want you to,
Interpret.
Yeah.
I want to interpret. And I learned that in religion. It was, in religion class, it was don't read it because you might interpret it wrong. I want to explain to you what this means.
I told you we'd piss you off.
Yeah. I want to explain it.
There's so many topics that are taboo to talk about. Religion, 9/11. As a matter of fact, I think you brought up a point about 9/11 that, man, it kind of blew my mind because I've never heard anybody. So
I've never did either.
I've never heard anybody bring this up, and we're not gonna. But make sure
We've
you
watched
tune
a
in.
lot of 9/11 documentaries.
I've watched every 9/11.
And nobody said what I said.
No, and you know what? You said that, and I kind of pissed me off because I kind of considered myself. I mean, I showed you the video of the building falling.
I never heard of Tower 7
until I showed you at the bar.
Like, what? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and you're like, no, that's a building that's demolished.
It's
that's 9/11, Joe.
It's like a meme I saw. There's the Twin Towers, and it says, never forget. And there's Tower 7, it says, forget.
Yeah, and that's and yeah, it has to do with Tower 7, but that's as far as we're going to go with it today. But it's just amazing how we've known each other over 20 years. We're sitting here talking, and then you just bring this up because you just thought of it. And you're always learning when you talk to people, guys, when you listen. You don't have to agree with everything we say, but if you listen, you might learn something you never knew before, or at least understand why certain people believe certain things.
And you might learn something you never wanted to know before.
I'm sure you will do that. But no, but
it's like I can't unlearn that.
But that definitely made me think when you said that, and I'm like, wow. You know what? I have watching probably 1,000,001, podcasts, documentaries, and yeah, we're talking conspiracy theory.
And I'm the biggest conspiracist.
Yes. And you know what? They're cool.
Yeah.
They're fun. I don't agree with all of them, but dude, it's fun to entertain them. Anybody who says it's not, and to just think, what if? Why? And here's the question. People always ask, why? Why would they? And why wouldn't they?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I mean, you mean the government was, first of all, the government involved in 9/11? We're not talking about the government as what we know it. Special entities within the government. Mm-hmm. We already know that they knew it was going to happen. There was already stuff that passed over the deaths that, how much clearer can it be? Osama bin Laden determined to use planes as weapons.
You know who was installed in the FBI, made head of the FBI?
Webb?
2 days before 9/11?
Well, do you know who the head of terrorism was put in the trade? Man, we got a lot to talk about. So, guys, we appreciate you watching. I know we get off the trail, and because we're friends, and we
like being off the trail.
Yeah, we just like to talk, and we talked before we even started this months about doing this. Is that how do we want to run this? Do we want to? We're unscripted, obviously. Holy shit. This can't be
I don't even know what I'm going to say.
The problem is he says nothing but ridicule Mike. No, but you know what? This is what we wanted, is it to be like it is when we sit down and we visit each other.
Yeah.
Talking.
Yeah.
If this was like a talk show right now, there'd be like the music blurring in the background. Go to commercial.
We'll do it live. I'll do it live. You're such a cocksucker, Bill. Playing us out. What does play us out mean? Fuck it! I'll do it live! All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
What he said.